What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Full Throttle Auto. My name is Harris, and today I'm finally going to be using my Ktuner that's been sitting in my room for the last few months. I can't even remember how many months I've had this thing sitting there, to NA tune the 9th Gen Accord. Let's take a look how this goes. The first thing you're of course going to want to do is make sure that you have a laptop that has Windows on it, preferably Windows 10. You can run Windows 8. They won't support Vista, and you could do 7. But if you have 10, that's the best way to go. Download Ktuner software from Ktuner.com. Go to download the software, and you're going to want to go ahead and install that fully, install everything, and depending on which one you have, you're going to choose to extract particular drivers or firmware or whatever it says. And then once that's done, you're going to have to connect your Ktuner to your vehicle so it locks the Ktuner to that ECU. And real quick, if you're wondering if Ktuner works on the V6 Accord, it does. Now, I've already done the first part. I've made sure on my laptop I got the Ktuner software. It's all updated and stuff like that, and that's where I got the message. Make sure to lock the Ktuner ECU to your ECU. So that's what I'm going to do now. The bracket does not come attached to the Ktuner, but the screws are on the Ktuner, so you just take off those screws and put this bracket in. You're going to get this particular cable for the OBD tube. You also do get a USB cable to connect it to your laptop. They do say when you're updating the firmware on this thing to make sure that either your laptop or desktop, wherever you're downloading the software on, has a very strong USB port. Otherwise, it could ruin the Ktuner if it tries to update the firmware and it's not a good connection and it shuts off. So you're going to want to make sure to not, to have a good connection. If you're concerned about the connection, you can simply connect this to the OBD2, which will give you plenty of power source, so that way the Ktuner does not lose that power, because the actual OBD2 has a very good and strong power. Ktuner's on. I've actually already selected a different format. It looks like it will power on even without the key in. All right, so now, it did get the power directly from looks like the OBD2 when I plugged it in, but as you can see, as soon as I turn the key over, the car's not on, but as soon as I turn the key over to have accessory power, it says, would you like the lock to this ECU? You're going to want to do yes if you want to use the Ktuner for your car. This is obviously the car I'm going to be using it on, so yes, I do want to lock it. It says this unit has successfully locked. The unit will now restart. Hit OK. Tap OK. It is a touchscreen screen if you have the V2. Obviously, if you don't have the V2, this is going to require then a full laptop thing. All right, so now it is locked. Once the unit is locked, then you are going to be all set to start tuning this thing. Now, I do want to mention you can unlock from your system, so it's not permanently locked to this car. If you ever get rid of this car and you want to sell the EC or the Ktuner, or you want to use it on a different car that has a K-series engine, or that the Ktuner is capable of working with, you can unlock it. You can simply hit this K that's at the top here. There's a K right there, and then you're going to hit the flash, and that'll allow you to unlock the Ktuner. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and grab the laptop and see what kind of adjustments we can make. Now that you have your computer on and your Ktuner is installed, you're going to want to use the USB cable that you get with the Ktuner. As you can see, it's just your standard, looks like a mini USB to your standard USB-A. I'm going to plug it into the USB 3 port because usually those have a little bit more power, even though mine's already plugged into OBD2, so it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to plug the micro or the mini USB to the Ktuner. And now I'm going to go ahead and take you guys so you can see what I'm doing here on the screen. Okay, so as you guys can see here, I have it says, would you like to would you like to lock this Ktuner unit to this ECU hardware, software? You're going to hit agree and hit yes, since we've technically already done that on here. Now, the Ktuner does offer quite different things to do. Obviously, you have your map, you have your RPMs, and all of that. So as you can see, after you do that, you're going to get a pop-up that says this Ktuner flash unit needs to be set up, and we're going to go ahead and hit yes. It's going to be preparing right now. Make sure don't disconnect anything when you're doing this. For what kind of laptop I have just have a Windows 10 laptop. Technically it's an old laptop that ran Windows 7, and then I just installed Windows 10 on it a long time ago, when quite a bit ago, and it's just got decent specs where it'll do plenty, but it'll definitely do this easy. So you don't need anything too crazy to run this. This is just what I've had for a while now, so you don't need to have a crazy laptop to do this. Right now it's doing the uploading. I can see here on the Ktuner it is also says uploading a file, so we're not going to disconnect anything there. Now as for the actual tuning part, I don't know if you can get a pre-tune. I'm assuming you can, because Ktuner has tested this vehicle in their software, in their Ktuner, and so you should be able to get a tune that's already that's like a pre-tune, something that you can just toss on from somebody who has it available. But right now it looks like this is complete. It says logging, not live. Alright, so in your Ktuner, once everything's finally set up, you're going to go ahead and go into File. You're going to go to New Tune. And here you'll see that it says K24WX 13 to 14 North American Accord. Once you click on that, you're going to select Factory 14 5A2BOMT. You're going to hit Next. Now you have a few things, right? You got Factory Base Calibration. You can click on that, select that. You can do the first tune, which is 91 plus octane, required tune for stock or stock plus intake. I do have an intake. I have the AFE Takeda short RAM. They call it a cold air intake, but clearly it's not, because it's short. It doesn't go, yeah, whatever. But I have their intake. You guys have seen that upload. And then you have the Tune 2, which is the 91 octane required, which I have 93 in this car right now. Tune 4 mods up to intake, RV6 PCD, and exhaust. And then there's something a little extra to that. Let me see if I can expand this window. It says improperly sized intakes may throw off fueling. Improperly sized intakes. Not sure what that means. And we're gonna go ahead and go with Tune 1, because I don't know what it Tune for mods up to intake, RV6 PCD, and exhaust. I have exhaust. I have actually cap exhaust, and the cap X actually a 2.5-inch test pipe, but it says up to. So even if I don't have the PCD, it should be fine. Maybe. Let's give it a shot. Hit next on that. Okay, looks like it's doing something. All right, so we have a bunch of things opened up. Obviously, you're going to have your cam, your knock, and stuff like that on the side here, that you can look at all the items and values for all that stuff. I'm just going to take a look to see. Looks like there's some items that are already adjusted here. Honestly, I'm not going to mess with the tuning aspect, because that's just not what I'm going to do. Let's see here, main parameters, rev limits, basic two-step, idle target, closed loop, no, advanced features, I believe, VTEC settings. Man, I wish I could adjust it. I wonder if they did adjust it. I want to say VTEC doesn't kick in. It says here 4800. Disengage at 46, engage at 48. It's possible that that was adjusted. Rev limit looks like high restart is at 7150. So that's been adjusted because right now, obviously, stock it's about 6800. So it looks like that's already adjusted here. The only thing I want to see if we can adjust, and I'm not seeing the option anywhere, is the actual speed is what I'm trying to talk about. Looks like we have two-step at 4500. Okay. I mean, from what I understand, the initial this should have the adjustment for the speed limit because I did in an enclosed on a professional driver on a closed circuit ended up topping my car out at 126 in fifth gear, and we still had RPMs left in fifth gear, and obviously there's a whole sixth gear, so there is all of that. So I wanted to see if we can get that adjusted, but looks like it's possible that we can't. But let's go ahead and just, you know what, let's go ahead and hit upload. So we're going to do upload base code. It says please make sure your laptop is not in power saving mode. It's not. A battery charger is recommended. It is connected directly to power. I'm not an idiot. Are you sure you want to erase your ECU and upload base code? Make sure you're flashing a file that matches your model year. Please make sure you let the entire process finish and follow the final instructions. So let's go ahead and hit yes. Obviously it's going to start here, so it's going to be upload a tune. Flash now to flash directly to the ECU. Upload a tune to Ktuner unit. Flash now to flash directly to the ECU, or enter a description and choose a tune slot for this tune. Oh yeah, because we can have tune slots. I forgot. Ooh, or enter a description and choose a tune slot for this tune. Stage 2 tune. We're gonna go with stage 2, right? Let's do that. Slot number 2. Since it's a stage 2 tune, slot number 2, it is potentially, it says it's preparing, so let's see what happens here. It says do not disconnect. We're not. We'll let it upload here. I am interested to see, because supposedly with that tune, the car apparently dynos base at 171 horsepower to the wheels, according to Ktuner. And according to that base tune, they were able to get it to 190. Torque, I'm not 100% certain on that, but that's pretty cool. Let's see if it actually works. I'm interested to see if I can feel that, like, what is that, 20 horsepower? A little less, like 18 horsepower? I'm interested to see if I can feel that difference. I'm sure I will, but you know we're going to go for a drive to test that out. Okay, so the preparing's gone away, but I don't want to touch anything. I want to give it a few moments here just to make sure. So I'm not seeing anything come up. Let me go here. Ktuner, flash. Oh, here we go. Factory or stage 2. All right. So if you hit the K, that's right here. There we go. So this K, if you hit this and then you go to flash, you're going to see a few options. There's factory and then there's stage 2 tune. I'm going to go ahead and stage 2. It's going to ask me, am I sure I want to do this? I'm going to hit yes, and it's authorizing, erasing. Here we go. Oh man, things are popping up. Change system, check engine. Oh yeah, flashing, do not disconnect. You got it. I'm not going to disconnect. We'll be back after these short messages. All right. It is resetting, finalizing. It's interesting to do everything on the dash. Flash successful, press OK to continue. Hit OK. Keep vehicle off. Keep vehicle back on. All right. Okay, let's try to turn it on to see what happens here. I don't have a mount for the Ktuner, that's on its way, but it's idling great. Ktuner's showing some stuff here. Let's see if I can layout, text item 1, wideband. Okay, AFRs are good. Intake air temperature, all right. Oh man, this thing's amazing. You know what? I'm okay with having battery voltage because I'm always curious to see how that's working. I don't care for throttle position. I feel like it sounds a little different too. Well, let's finish this up and go for a drive and see if we can feel a difference here. I'm excited. I have the Ktuner right here for now. Like I said, I got a mount coming and I'm probably gonna have that up here for somehow get that set up, but for now it's down here. I got my intake air temps, my battery level, which is whatever. I'm curious to see if there's voltage drops and stuff, electronic issues, and even performance can be caused if the battery is not properly running. We got our RPMs, we have our AFR. I'm not hearing any weird sounds coming from the car. Let's see, let's take a look if this I'm telling you right now, I'm hearing a weird, like, not weird, I hear that the exhaust sounds different. I know that sounds weird, but I swear to you, the exhaust sounds different. Now, it's possible that I'm just losing my mind, but air temps have gone down to 87 from 100. Does it feel different? Jesus, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. Let's do a pull. Let's do a pull down this road and see what's going on. It's possible that there's a horsepower difference and that I can feel it. I mean, listen, is there a horsepower difference? I mean, if the tune's legit, which it is, it's from Ktuner, it's automatically on there once you download the Ktuner and it registers what vehicle you have. You get that from their software, so they have basic tunes. They have those two tunes you can get. So I'm curious. I actually didn't even test redline just now, but I feel like I'm short shifting for sure. Yeah, well, we know the red line's bigger because I just definitely went over the 6800 red line where I normally would have fuel cut out. So that's impressive. The intake air temps have dropped to 59 degrees Fahrenheit, which makes sense. It's a cold day, 40 degrees out here. I'm not gonna deny though, right now, this is feeling pretty damn good. I would say there's definitely some kind of... I'll tell you this, going to 7,000 is weird. That's definitely something to get used to. AFRs are pretty good. You know, when you're coasting like this, where there's no acceleration, you're about 30, but that makes sense. That's how it's going to be. However, when you're just cruising, you're about 14, which is good. And then when you're hammering it, you're at like 11.9 or something like that, which is all proper AFRs that you want to see. So this is all good. So far, I'm 100% pretty satisfied. Let's take a look to see if we can get a little more acceleration and actually feel this. I can't say for sure that I feel that extra 18 horsepower, but it does seem to be a little quicker through that rev range. I do feel is he gonna, yep, he's switching. I do feel that the VTEC is quicker than it used to be. I feel like VTEC wasn't until about 5,200 before. I'll have to double check the stock specs, but I believe that's correct. So if they have it down to about 46 to 4,800, then it's definitely this is good right here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it feels slightly like there might be additional power. You got to understand, my car's packed, so it's even heavier than it is normally. These cars are about 3,200 pounds, 3,197 I believe. You know, my car has a bunch of crap in it, so the weight will lower it, but I do feel like it's going through the RPMs quicker. There's definitely obviously a change in the RPMs. I can go to 7,000 with no issues, which is great. And I do feel like the VTEC kicks in a little quicker as well. So no more regular gas for me, unless I flash back to the stock tune, which I don't see why I would, but I'm okay with that. I mean, listen, I got to get used to paying 93 anyways. I got an Eagle Talon that I'm going to be driving next summer, even more than I did this year, and that takes 93. And then, of course, once this car's turbocharged, we're going to be on 93 anyways. So I am okay with that. Paying that a little, well, not a little additional. There's quite a bit difference between that 87 and 93 price, but it's all right. It's okay. Is it worth it? The fun? Probably. I wonder what people think when they see me with this camera rig. I'm gonna say, yeah, it's definitely a little bit quicker. The additional RPMs is fun. The quicker VTEC engagement is good. It was annoying to have it so high, even at about what it is now, which is about, what is, say, 4,800 I think on the tune, 48. I think this engages at 46, but it engages at 48. Even at 48, it's a little high, but nonetheless, that slight adjustment is pretty fun. it is. There it is. Well, I have to admit, I am pretty satisfied with this so far. I cannot wait till I can actually mount this LCD from Ktuner. Hopefully somewhere where it's beneficial to me so I can properly view it. I guess if I really wanted to remove this particular or take up space here, I could somehow rig it up to to sit there, but I do like that cubby. So I have a suction cup that'll hold it onto the windshield that's coming up, being delivered here soon. It is offered. I picked this Ktuner up from MA Performance. They've been actually really great. I'm actually really impressed with their customer service. So I picked it up from them. The tuning software and the tunes themselves are all from Ktuner. Once you download the software, the tuning, the two tuning stages are in that software. As for now at MA Performance, there was an option for a suction cup mount, but for some reason I chose not to grab it during that time. But like I said, it's on my way. You can find those types of suction mounts anywhere really. If you want to buy it on Amazon, it's available on Amazon. It's available from MA Performance. If you pick this up, you can buy this from many different, you can buy the Ktuner from many different places. A lot of people carry them. You can just literally Google search Ktuner, and I'm sure you're gonna get quite a few options available for who sells them. This particular version is of course the V2 or the version 2, which includes the LCD screen. You also have the version 1, which I don't know if it's even available anymore for the version 1, but it is something that was originally offered. And then you have the version 1.2, which once again is kind of like the version 1, just updated, and it doesn't have the LCD screen that you have with this one. What's great about the LCD screen, obviously you can monitor your stats, you know, certain things that you don't just see on a gauge cluster here, you can monitor on this. Of course, later on, if you really want to get crazy with it and make your Honda Accord more race car-ish, you can remove the stock dash and put this thing in and go crazy custom to get all your get all your stats in front of you and just do a custom mounted gauge cluster. Now you could just put this LCD screen in front of your gauge cluster, but I think that's dumb. I don't like that. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna take out the original gauge cluster. I'm gonna get a proper mounting solution that fits where the stock one went, and this would be the gauge cluster from there on out. So that's just what I would do. But yeah, for now, I'm just gonna have it on the screen just so I can monitor stuff, just to make sure everything's running good. Gotta remember, as long as the screen's in here and mounted, I will remember to not get 87 like I have been, and keep by and make sure that I pick up that 93, because I don't want to accidentally put 87 and then the car starts running bad. But outside of that, that's really all I got. Obviously, you can go really crazy with this. You can, you know, get the stage 2 tune, but then you can mess with it. You can get a tuner to tune it even more. Obviously, you can use this for turbo purposes, which is what I'm going to use it later on once I get my turbo kit. But outside of that, Ktuner is pretty much able to do anything. And once again, it does work on the V6 Honda Accord as well. That's directly from Ktuner's website. It is something that is that you can use it on. But otherwise, that's it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. There's definitely more power. 100% more power. Do a little launch. Apparently there's 2-step. Oh yeah, yeah.
that's good stuff right there. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. See you later.